Welcome. This is Brandon Smith, live from the Forbidden Library. Welcome, Void. Welcome, Rare Candy Guy. Thank you for joining the Patreon, Rare Candy Guy. I appreciate it. And welcome, Jake the 13th. Unfortunately, I have not had some responses from authors that I've been in contact with about streaming their books. So, they responded to a post a while ago of me asking for people's indie books to stream. And now we've gotten close to I've got time for them to stream. They're not bloody responding to me. It's very annoying. So, until then, we're going to read a light novel preview of this wonderful little gothic fairy tale called Little Princess in Fairy Forest. We can only read up to 10% of this book. So if we get to 10%, we have to stop, unfortunately. However, before that 10%, we get to just bask in the glorious, glorious, glorious art. Little Bridie. No. Little Bridie in Scary Library. Look at this art. And you're going to be treated to some more in a minute once I've scrolled through. We've got this. Look at it! Look how pretty this is! So a little sneak peek. Yeah, that's it. I don't have permission to read the whole thing, but the publisher Cross Infinite World is pretty nice. And they allow previews to be read of their books and things like that. But look how pretty it is. And wait for the next one, Boom! Look at this! It's so good! I'll move a little bit so you can see my face. Now, I'll make it small again when we actually start reading, but you just need to see it big for the glorious, glorious pictures. Look at that. Now let's get to know our characters. God Siegfried, known as Lord Designs due to his ambitious schemes to become the king. He marries woman after woman, burying them after their marriage, advancing his career. Eventually, he is the man who revolts against the crown. Lord Designs plans to marry Princess Lalalila, whereupon his position as heir and blessed royal of the Raven Feast Kingdom will be secured. So we have a usurper. If you run out of authors, they'll give you reading permission. Can I just give you a briny fanfiction to read? Have you written one? If you find, like I said, if you find these things, I kind of want to see. Send me those links. I want to know what people are writing. It might be curse knowledge and I might regret asking you that, but I want to know. I want to know. And then we have Lady Megan. I liked the story of Lady Megan. I didn't like her. Lord Designs' daughter, though possessing doll-like beauty, she lost all her emotions when her father offered her soul to the devil. Yeah. Princess Lalalilai. Lalalilai, lalalilai, lalalilai. I forgot that her name was so fun and terrible to read. Oh yeah, slight arachnophobe warning for this book, for the record. I'm gonna start writing. Do you read? 1 second, let me pop you out so I can see you past the heart. I'm gonna start writing. Do you read off of Collabor Office? I can do. If you pass me the links, I can do. Mostly read off Kindle at the moment. Lala is a lively young girl with red hair and freckles. She is the heir to Fairy Kingdom Refast. During Lord Design's uprising, she loses her parents and subsequently becomes the last blessed royal. Lala is always brimming with curiosity and cowers at nothing. She's fighting evil by moonlight, never running from a real fight. She's Princess La La Li Lai Lai. Inez Moore. Inez is a mysterious witch who controls silver thread and is obeyed by a giant spider. She seems to have been born in lands to the far south. Hired with Lord Designs' money, she hunts Princess Lalalila. And then we have our Dwagon. Oh, Dwagon. Spike Scale. With ruby scales and golden eyes, Spike Scale is a dragon endowed with profound knowledge and exceptional intelligence. He possesses a gentlemanly demeanor and is always courteous. For certain reasons, he has refused getting involved with humans for ages, until he meets a certain little princess in a forest caught in a downpour. And then our main boy, Gideon Thorn, known by the nickname Thorn Knight. Gideon is a middle-aged knight past his prime. He is the sole survivor of the King's Knights. As his best friend entrusted him with Princess Lala, Gideon swears to protect her with his life. Though a gruff and frank, cynical, nihilistic man, he has a heart of gold. Are we ready to see their adventures together? I had to make that big, otherwise I couldn't read it. Oh, hello, Yidgard! You just missed us going through the characters here, but you have not missed the start of the story. So that's good, good timing. Let me move my ass over again. There we go, and we are ready to begin. Prologue, beginning of the beginning. Beginning of the 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 beginning. I'm the princess. My kingdom is gone. Father and mother are dead. I didn't see their bodies. Oh yeah, this can get a little dark, just for the record. A little bit dark. But I know, because the giant hole in the middle of my chest says so. It whispers, "You're the only one left." We had so many knights, servants and friends, and now all of them, everybody is gone. Only 2 are left. One is Captain Rob. His name's actually Robert, but he goes by Rob for sure. So they all call him Captain Rob. I do too. Everyone does. Prologue of the prologue of the prologue of the beginning of the prologue of the prologue of the beginning. Everybody did. He was with me ever since I was a baby. He's kind, strong, big, and I love him. You know, it's 1%. Let me adjust that a wee bit. Come on, stream. Come on. There's so many elements on the screen. There we go. No, come on. Nearly got it. And then we'll move that down slightly. There we go. That'll do. You can see it now. So if that gets to 10%, we're done. Stream ends and everything explodes. The other knight is... what's his name again? How's it look, Gideon? Where's the enemy at? No good, they're pretty close. That's right, Gideon. They call him the Thorn Knight. He's a blunt, gruff old man with mean eyes and a scruffy beard. He's wearing black shoes, black pants, a black shirt, black tunic, black gloves, and a black hat and a black cloak. Everything he's got is dark black. His hair and his beard are also dabbled with black. If only his eyes were black too. No, don't. I have to. Oh yeah, I could just show you pictures of my cat again, I suppose. We just look at cats. We'll figure out something to do. If we end, I won't end the stream at 10%. I don't like his eyes. They barely have any colour to them at all. Are they grey, steel blue? If I use my imagination a little, and think of them as aquamarine, I might like them a bit more. Hey, knock it off, princess. You can't stomp around like that. His favourite words are don't, no, stop, and some other way of telling me off. I honestly can't stand him. I puff out my cheeks. And quiet my steps, sulking. If Captain Rob didn't pat me on the head, I would have stomped on Gideon. That would have shown him. Now would be the ultimate chance for attacking him. After all, Thorn Knight has been lazily spread out with his ear pressed against the ground, as his eyes closed for some time. I wonder what he's doing. I take a peek, and his eyes snap open. Oh, he's looking at me. I knew it! I can't handle his greyish eyes. I'm pretty positive this person doesn't like dealing with me either. Exclamation mark! Oh wait, buttons. Did? I can control my facial expressions. What do you want about? Did you remember to read? No, I haven't read the last. If I get to the end of the 10%, I'll read the last 1% of the other book. Just for you. If we get to the 10%. How's about that? The buttons, sorry. The buttons that make my face do things. My inability to handle my facial expressions. See? He quickly looked away from me. Now he's sluggishly pushing himself to his feet and swatting the dirt off his clothes. He stinks of dirt. I mean, obviously, but still. Unlike the castle gardens, the dirt here is damp. It's very heavy and smells like a bunch of things are mixed in. Stinks of muddy water and smelly weeds. Nasty smells come up from the dirt and scratch thoroughly inside my nose. It's a weird scent that's a strange mix of random smells. I can't recognize it. We're in the middle of a wasteland. Everything is different. From the sights to the smells. Nothing is familiar. This is the first time I've been this far away from the castle. This is it, Rob. I can't go any further with you. Let's hear why. Aw, Mother's gonna leave us. Just like all the other nights. The flat ground goes on forever. There's nothing around as far as I can see. Sometimes there are tangled branches poking out of trees' trunks. Other than that, I see rough patches of dry weeds, dirt, pebbles, and that's it. I'm sure we can be spotted from far away right now. I mean, we stick out like sore thumbs. 2 adults, 2 giant horses, and 1 me. We can try to squat down on the ground as much as we want, but we still won't look like weeds or trees or rocks. We can't even hide behind them. There's just one hope. A black forest spreads out where the dried up wasteland meets the sky full of grey clouds. You must never enter that place. That's where our world and the spirit world intermingle. The person who taught me that is no longer around. I'm glad it's Captain Rob staying behind with me. I'm just a tad relieved. Rain's falling soon, Gideon warns. Must be a sure thing for you to say so. He'll be a strong downpour. Visibility will suck. Take this chance to get the princess out of here. What'll you do? Rob pointlessly questioned. Pointedly, not pointlessly. You know what? Gideon smirked. His white teeth shine through his lips that are turned up like a crescent moon. I knew it. He's scary. I'm gonna ambush him first. Captain Rob stares at Gideon's face, long and hard. He does this every time. Maybe Captain Rob wants to memorize what they look like before they go away. His eyes are just as soft as Mother's when she looked at me. No, Gideon, that's my role. What? Wait, hold your horses, Rob. Captain Rob doesn't say anything. Robert! Captain Rob! Gideon's yelling. Gideon goes stiff. I can't move either. What What's going on? Don't tell me. What? What's going on? Don't tell me. Captain Rob is going away too. It's a joke, right? I misheard them. See, Gideon looks confused too. He's blinking like his eyelids are broken. He's staring at the ground, pressing his hand against his forehead. Then he jerks his face up. What did you say? I'll stay behind. You go ahead with the princess, Gideon Thorne. No way! Don't be ridiculous. Come on. However you look at our situation, this is where I get to die a glorious death, yeah? Take a hint, Robert. Captain Rob is quiet, smiling. His smile's so bright it crushes me. Gideon yells again, you take the princess! But he just shakes his head. There's no way now. A large hand rests on Gideon's shoulder. This is reality. You've got the most strength and the greatest skill with a sword. That's what you need to survive this. Teach our princess that stubbornness. That's my final request. That's not fair. I'm sorry. Everything after that felt like I was stuck in a dream. A sad dream I never want to remember. Captain Rob's warm arms wrapped around me in a hug. Princess, Gideon is my most trustworthy knight. I am certain he will protect you until the end. Don't go, I say. Don't leave me. Captain Rob. This is farewell, my princess. Please grow up happy and healthy. No, I don't want this. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to let go. I don't want to lose anyone else. Not now, not ever. But I am the princess. I'm royalty. So I have to nod and see him off and ignore the nice dinosaur person in my chat spamming nice things at me. Hi, Luke. You too. All of that, but you. I'm not gonna respond to calling me princess. I am good. Princess is sad. What other choice do I have? I pray you have good fortune on the battlefield, Sir Robert. I say, like my mother taught me. Nah! Princess is sad! It's a sad baby princess. She's lost everyone. The castle was attacked. You honor me, princess. Captain Rob takes my hand and kisses the tip of my fingers. This is goodbye. Gideon, if luck is on my side, I hope I meet you again. Don't die, Robert. Captain Rob and Gideon pat each other on the shoulders. Then Captain Rob mounts his horse and gallops away. What do I do? I want to cry. I'm reading Little Princess in Fairy Forest. It's a light novel I read it many years ago, actually. But it's a very good book, and the art is just so pretty! So everyone deserves to see this wonderful book, and this kind of it's a dark fairy tale. Gideon from Gravity Falls. Gideon, no, I haven't seen Gravity Falls, so actually I have no idea how similar this Gideon is to that Gideon. But he is in fact a Gideon, and he is a good knight boy who just is a bit... doesn't want to deal with kids, but he has to deal with this princess now. It's okay, he'll find a fellow co-dad eventually. Come here, princess. Eek! Rough hands covered by black gloves drag me up in the air. It's not nice. Like being picked up or held. Then he slams me down on the big saddle like a sack of potatoes. The saddle is sturdy and smooth, but has no decorations. Hang on tight. Don't worry yourself, this horse is well behaved. Far more than I'll ever be. His horse really is well behaved. It didn't flinch. It just accepted me suddenly. On its back, its body is as large as a boulder. 4 thick legs like logs support us. Its yellow hair sort of reminds me of buttercup flowers. Gravity Falls Gideon is a fat, rich kid with an afro. Definitely not then. Definitely not. This Gideon is a handsome middle-aged man who's a bit scruffy. And a knight. Someone carefully brushed its fur and taken perfect care of its hooves, its hooves and leather harness. If only this man took better care of himself, at least 1% of how well he takes care of his horse, maybe then he'd be a little more tolerable. I love the dynamic it builds between the characters in this book. It's one of the absolute gems of it. Not Afro Mohawk. Still not correct. Thump. A huge body mounts the horse behind me. His black cloak spreads out like dark wings and wraps around me. I hate admitting it, but it's warm. Let's go, princess. Whenever you're ready, Thorn Knight Gideon, I say politely. The horse neighs and the body below me slightly shakes. Then the yellow horse takes off in a full gallop. Cold winds whip past us, but they don't sting. It's not dry. I can hear the sound of water coming closer and closer. Or is that the sound of tiny animals running in a giant herd? A single raindrop splatters on my face. Instantly the sound of a downpour surrounds us, and we're swallowed by a curtain of water. Rain. It really came. Yeah, it's rain. Thorn Knight is a cool nickname he's got. He's the Thorn Knight Gideon. Gideon Thorn. Before them is a black forest. And now we're not in first person anymore. I don't have to keep doing the sweet princess voice. Their horse gallops on, with each rhythmic beat of its hooves hitting the ground. A merciless truce is carved into the princess's young heart. Reverfeast Kingdom fell in a single night. If they glance behind them, all they will see is the enemy's flag soaring above the castle. Flying on the banner is the coat of arms of Lord Siegfried, the king's cousin, and a man possessed by his ambitions. Crows swarm the skies, merrily pecking at the bounty of dead flesh strewn about the green lawns. Under hot pursuit, Princess Lala and her knight have no choice but to advance on to the forest, where their world and the spirit world intermingle. A place held in legend and mythology, where only demons and beasts call home. It was on this day that Thorn Knight Gideon became Princess Lalalila's last knight. Chapter 1, Princess and Knight Meet the Dragon. Durgan. White puffs escape my lips. The chain... and now we're into Gideon's point of view. So what's best? Now we're not doing cute. White puffs escape my lips. The chainmail armor I'm used to wearing weighs heavily on my body. Princess of what? Oh, thank you, Void! Can I not be a queen, though? That makes my mum a queen, though, to be fair, and my mum deserves to be a queen, so that's fine. I'll be a princess. I should get a crown. I don't think I have a crown on me. One moment. Let me see what I get in my random folder of random accessories. Where is my accessories folder? Yeah, that was the prologue before, Luke. That was just the prologue. Now we're into chapter 1. This one. Assets. Do I have any crowns? I don't think I have a crown. That's a shame. Oh well. I'll have to find a crown if we ever read another princessy one then. The shield I always shoulder on my back is cumbersome, but I've donned this gear for many years, until they became extensions of my body. I've never been bothered by their weight before. I'm fatigued. I'd hate to admit it, but either my age or this rain is taking its toll on me, or it's because I let Rob leave. The endless downpours, heavy raindrops pelted my cloak, splashing into beads as they hit the fabric and roll off, drop after drop. Rain ceaselessly batters my cloak. Almost none of it manages to seep through the oil-soaked wool. But Princess's clothing ain't the same. That wasn't a very good it was a very good distraction. I went hunting for a whole ass crown there. Actually, 1 minute, 1 second. If you want this to be a distraction, I will take this very seriously. 1 hot sec. Let me go get something. Let me see if I can find something. I'm just rooting through some stuff as we speak. Sure I have a crown somewhere in here. I hope you're enjoying the music. Okay. Let me come back. I found an old crown. It's a Burger King crown, but it'll do. I can be a princess now. Has crown. Yeah. Crown. Yes. Your Majesty. Thank you. Sure, her clothes is of the highest quality, with precious materials and meticulous stitching, but it's not like the tailors sewed her clothes thinking she'd be tramping around in the woods or wastelands in dresses. I am a queen, I am a princess, I am royalty! My decree is we read books. You will read a book, and you will read a book. Everyone will read books. The rain still hasn't let up. White fog sticks to the air, closing off the surrounding. I can't even see my horse's ears. Fog rolls in just as me, my horse, and the cheeky pipsqueak princess galloped into the forest. Would be the best educated kingdom in the world, though. We might get into hot conversation about debating stupid fantasy stuff that doesn't matter. You know, we could just goof off the whole time and do 1% per video. We probably could. These could just end up becoming chatting streams. I genuinely like reading. I also really like this book, and I want to show you it. Like it's more like have you seen this thing that I really enjoyed? It's so cool. Hashtag not an ad, but hashtag I like this book and you should read it. And Cross Infinite publishers are really nice, and they used to give me free books sometimes. Yeah. Also, there's a dragon in this book. Yes, you can't make the book dragon. I love it. We love dragon puns. Yes. I should just do some chatting streams. I always get a little bit scared. I don't know if I can, like, keep the conversation going. But you guys are pretty cool. I could probably do a chatting stream. We just chat shit. But we're not chatting shit today. We're reading a book. Reading a book. Reading a book. Reading a book. There you go. You successfully distracted me a lot there, Void Dweller. Really bizarre. Really is a bizarre fog. It came gushing out of the overgrown trees like it'd been belched out by the forest itself. Our pursuers quickly lost their bearings and stumbled around blindly through the dense growth. In the end, fear got the better of the cowards and they scampered away with their tails between their legs. Brainy story times. I don't know if I'm that interesting to give you brainy story times. I thought that's what my short stories were for. Just like the dogs they are. All hell Lord designs Siegfried's cheapskate nature. He didn't even issue our heads a high enough bounty to help his hounds overcome their instinctive fear of the forest. Damn straight. That's what you get with hired soldiers. That worked as hard as the gold you fork over. Fine with killing on the battlefield, but scared witless by the unknown. Gideon! Princess sticks her head out from where I clasped the sides of my cloak together. The soft red curls she inherited from her mother spill out around her face. Her eyes that shine like new spring leaves, greeted by the sun. No worries, Luke. For the next hour. Well, I best be as entertaining as fudge for the next hour. Her eyes that shined like new spring leaves greeted by the sun are a gift from her father. Freckles are scattered across her chubby cheeks and a button nose. Maybe these features make her charming when she smiles, but I haven't had the good favor of seeing the kid smile. Ever. At least not yet. Like stories about you, like you could tell us stuff that's happened or around you. Just think that would be entertaining. A lot that you would be entertaining. Around you that you think would be entertaining. I see. Yeah, I know a lot of YouTubers have very good stories about their lives and stuff like that. I'm not as good at that, I'll be totally honest. Or at the very least I tell it very fast and then we're just kinda done real fast. And they do make good clippage. It's very I don't think my life's that interesting. I don't know, I can think about it I guess. I could try and make a list of like what interesting shit's happened in my life I can tell you about. Maybe think of one. Maybe later. Maybe later. Her tiny body is excessively warm and ticklish. When's the last time I've been in direct contact with such a frail living thing? Learning about you is always very interesting. Open and honesty is also a good thing, I guess. Like being relatable and stuff, but the story I just thought of isn't really relatable. Did we enter the forest? She asks. Yeah, we're inside. I'm secretly relieved, to be honest. My heart almost jumped out of my mouth thinking she'd ask, what happened to Captain Rob? It's the worst possible question to think about. Answering or even hearing it would stir darkness inside my chest. My dad wants to remove him to put the radio, really scary, not clickbait. I mean, it's to do with a natural disaster, the one I just thought of. Should we go into weird story time? Let's have a pause the book. Go on. Let's do story time. Briny story time. So when I was younger, I got my first camera phone. And I was so excited. And I put it on charge. And I was so excited to take pictures with my phone. It was going to be so cool. Back then, again, this shows my age, which is why I'm always a little reluctant for story time, but hey ho. Camera phones were just coming in at the time. So it was so cool. I convinced my mum and dad that I would use my phone more if I had a camera on it, because obviously I would, obviously. So I charged it up, and then I went upstairs, and another thing you could do at the time was the magazines would come with game demos. So I was playing a game demo of Sonic Adventure Director's Cut. I was playing an Amy level, and there was this kaboom. And I'm not even joking, it sounded like a bomb had gone. Demo discs for the win. It sounded like a bomb had gone off. I'm pretty sure I felt like my seat jumped. It was absolutely crazy. So would you take 2 pictures of cheat codes and use them? No. And then I hear my mum yell up the stairs, Brady! And it turned out my house got struck by lightning. And I was very, very lucky. What do bombs mean in dreams? I have no clue. This isn't a dream. That was the actual sound. It was very scary. It went out of the sort of computer room we had, which was luckily in the extension. So the electrical didn't blow in the extension. It was on a separate circuit. So luckily I was okay, but when I walked out, I saw like the other half of the house, the roof had collapsed in. It was crazy. My mum and dad, there was a Man United game on at the time, a footy game. And they were in their room, which is on that other side of the house where the roof collapsed, about 5 minutes before it happened, because half time just started and they went downstairs to make a cuppa. And if they were in their room, they probably would have been severely injured. And obviously I was very lucky that I was on the separate circuit. So I'm very lucky that my computer did not blow up in my face and kill me. Oh yeah, Brony, my parents' house got struck by lightning when I was staying at Mima and Papa's house. And we had to move out temporarily. We did too. It was really bad. So we went outside. And my wonderful new camera phone was fine. So the first videos and pictures I got on that camera phone were of the fireman on a cherry picker assessing the damage to my house. Yeah, luckily everyone was fine, and my brother luckily wasn't even in the house. He'd gone to see his girlfriend at the time, and like the dumbass he is, he came home and he went to open the door and just walk in the house like there wasn't firemen and ambulances outside. we lived in a smallish town and not much happened. So, they kind of overreacted with the 999 call, so we had like ambulances and stuff as well, but no one was actually hurt, so they just went straight home anyway. So that was thrilling. That was an interesting time in my life, and I think I inhaled a lot of dust. It was also Eurovision, I believe, at the time, because we went to we had to stay in hotels for a little bit afterwards, because obviously we couldn't go back to our home. Half of it had to be rebuilt. And I had this horrible, horrible cough, and I just could not sleep, and I think I inhaled a load of dust or something like that, because I just could not stop coughing afterwards. I also think it was, like I said, Eurovision, so just like watching Eurovision. And doesn't inhaling dust give you asthma? If it does, then that might explain like some breathing issues I sometimes have. And the fact that I get out of breath fairly easily. Maybe that could be the lightning's fault. So that's fun. And that life was very interesting after that for the next year or so, because it was some major damage, so we just couldn't move in. So we ended up moving from hotel to hotel, and it was so weird going back to it the next day, because it's like, that's my home, but I can't go in my home. I can't rest in my home. I remember we had some like family friends living not too far away, and I remember just kind of sitting on the corner of theirs on the curb, being like, wow, I don't have a home right now. It was so weird. Eurovision, as in the singing contest that happens in Europe every year. So we stayed in some hotels. Then we managed to find a place to rent for a little while. Which was a really big place. It was quite a nice place. The garden was massive. Problem is it had some mold issues, so we ended up having to move out of there. And then we moved into another place for a while. And then eventually we got our house back in about a year or so. It was a long time being out of our house. But I was very happy to have it back. And you know what was great? The insurance. So a lot of our stuff was actually fine, but because the household insurance came in, we got a lot of duplicates of stuff that we didn't really need, but a lot of it was all covered by the insurance. So we ended up with like an extra Xbox. We ended up, because the insurance just let us buy what we wanted, we ended up with a special edition Resident Evil 4 GameCube, because they were like, just buy a GameCube. And I was like, okay, we'll buy this GameCube. So we ended up with consoles coming out of our ears because of it. I bought Kingdom Hearts Chains of Memories off some of the insurance money as well. I remember that. In my situation, the side of my house was burned and no major damage was done. We moved to a house with one of those alcohol counter table thingies and a sports TV stand. Very nice. Did you sell them profit? No, we played them, obviously. No, we didn't. We probably should have, really. I think we've still got like some extra Xboxes. We have really weird luck with extra consoles, actually, now I think about it. Because I remember my dad ordered one of the... I can't remember what kind of Xbox it was at the time. It was like the black box one. I know that's incredibly specific, but I think he ordered one of those and 2 came. No one asked for it back. So we ended up with 2 extra Xboxes. We have a lot of good luck with consoles in our family. But yeah, so there we go. There's a story about my life. Oh man, you actually had abusable insurance. Yeah, I'm really glad my parents had good insurance, honestly. It was very abusable. Got some good shit out of it. It was very nice. I think we got the house back just before Christmas, which was really good. And that's when we got my cat as well. We moved in, and not long after we moved in, we got Twinkle the cat. So I can say it was probably about 18 years ago-ish that happened. Yeah. There's a story for you. We got our cat, and we lived happily ever after. There's one of the major things that happened in my life. There's your story time. I will clip that for a story thing. Should we get back to this actual story that we're here for then? Are you satisfied? You've had a big distraction with that one. Anyway. Answering or tearing up with stir darkness. I'm surprised you noticed, I commented. It sounds like we did. Did you name the second cat Twinkle too, or is the third one Little Star? No, I'm talking about Twinkle, the original cat. That's when we got her. The second cat we got, we called Socks, because she had little, well, she had white paws, like she was wearing socks, so we called her Socks. With an X. S-O-X. Very important. And unfortunately, Socks was a very skittish little cat. She was kind of the runt of her litter. And she was very scared, to the point I think she ended up with heart problems, and she unfortunately did not live as long as Twinkle. Twinkle way outlived her. Twinkle also did not like her very much. Twinkle did not acclimatize to having another little cat in the house, but Socks was so small. She was the kind of cat, the kitten you get, where she like literally fits in the palm of your hand. It was so cute! Oh, I miss her. She's adorable. She was adorable. Do I have any pictures of my tiny kitty cat? I might not have many pictures available of Socks because it was a long time ago. My cousins had a cat named Scratch because they didn't stop scratching themselves. I mean, if the name fits, if the shoe fits. Is it in here? I don't know if I do have any Socks pictures. Or if I do, they're gonna be old as heck. Or they're going to be on a different laptop, which would be a lot of faff to get you on stream, unfortunately. So we won't be able to get it. But if I do find a picture of Socks, I will put it in the Discord for you. And you can see how small and glorious she was. It sounded like we did. I guess that makes sense. The forest distances us from the sound of the rain. Thick, tightly wound branches and their countless leaves disperse the raindrops before they reach us. Not that none of the rain passes through the leafy canopy. Cold, trickling water is slowly but surely sapping away our heat. And the tiny children grow cold fast. The fog still won't let up. My horse has been nervously shuffling the air for a while now. Making a hard choice, I remove my cloak and hold it out for the princess. Wear this. Oof! Why? Don't move around. Hang on tight. I leave her on top of my horse and dismount. Then, dropping my voice an octave, I murmur, "Good boy, Buttercup. Settle down. No worries here. Fog's just a wee bit thick. Let's take it slow." So its name is Buttercup! Oof. Huh? Never mind. I take the reins and stand in front, since who knows what's awaiting for us in the forest. You can think you're walking on a trail and suddenly you're in a swamp, or a pit will open up below your feet and swallow you whole. Oh, it's no joke. People and their horses tumble into the unknown because of carelessness all the time. I take cautious steps. I lead Buttercup by the reins. A person's eyes are closer to the ground than a horse's. I think this is a fairy tale. Why didn't you cameo? He might later on, you don't know, you'd have to buy the book. Princess stirs as I ask, and covers herself with the cloak, staying perfectly still in the saddle. As I at a glance, you'd think she was luggage. And that's how it ought to be. Groping through the thicket, I push our way through, choosing sparse patches of undergrowth as our path. Something, man, beast, or something else, I'm not entirely sure, has taken this path back and forth enough times to trample the shrubs and soil. Oh? We're in luck. Dark purple tiny fruit are dangling from one of the branches I cleared away. Straining my eyes, I locate branches of fruit here and there on other branches. I pluck a handful's worth and offer it up to the princess. Here, you eat these. Tossing 3 into my mouth, I devour the blessing granted to us by this tasteful forest. It'll help ease your fatigue. Blackberries? They grow in the forest too? They come from the forest. They were in the castle gardens, though. Those plants came from the forest. I don't get it. Oh, bother. There she goes, turning her lips down at the corners into a little pout. I'm the one who doesn't get it, little princess. What in the world just soured your mood? I love this man. He's like, what? How does child work? I mean that the trees growing in the castle gardens originally came from the forest. I tried to explain. How did they come to the castle? Birdies ate the fruit, flew to the castle gardens and dropped the seeds. How? A weird sound comes from my throat. The corners of my lips twitch. I think I just laughed in this situation in place of all things. Well, I can't tell you. You're making fun of me, she pouts, yet still goes on to pluck a blackberry and bring it to her mouth. Her eyes instantly squeeze shut. Her lips pucker and she shivers. So sour. I laugh, because they're wild, but they're yummy. Good to hear. What about Buttercup's share? Princess asks on behalf of her mount. Not a problem. He eats his own. Mostly leaves, that is. I throw the last blackberry from the handful I picked into my mouth. Princess stares at me. What? Your mouth turned purple. Ah, that's what happens when you eat raw blackberries. I casually wipe my lips with the back of my hand. Black gloves are convenient in times like this, since dirt and grime won't stand out. She noticed. Oh, she noticed. She's looking at her fingers. Now then, how will she handle this? She's catching the rain in her palm and dropping it on her lips. Clever girl. Oh! I appreciate that. I really do. Do I need to play you the video? Because that explains it all. 1 minute. We're taking a short break. Hey, look, it's Luke. Oh, come on, YouTube. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. The video explains all. To be fair, I haven't shown anyone my lore video in a while, so I should probably do that. No, you asked now. You asked. Here we are. You asked. And I will proceed to show. Let me make sure we get sound. Blah, 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 blah. I've finally done it! I have invented this upgrade machine. Soon I will be a Vtuber with a very cute and more expensive model. I will be so powerful. I am powerful. Though 10 out of 10 effects though. I tested this, so who knows what's gonna happen. I'm sure it'll be fine. Activated the upgrade machine. Feels weird. It was a little. Also good. It was a little painful. I'm not gonna lie. Oh no. Crap! No, wait. This. Wait, no. Ah! There's the portal I opened. Are you being annoying, Voidor? No, you're not being annoying. I love you being here and asking me questions and distracting me. We love it. We love it. We love it. Don't you doubt yourself. Huh? Appreciate you. Oh. Thanks, Luke! Appreciate it. I sound like a dentist appointment. Were you okay? I mean, I got upgraded. It worked. All this is AI art, by the way. I didn't really have enough money for artists, but I tried to replace a lot of it as soon as I could.
Library.
No one's being annoying. We love everyone. No one's being annoying. Chat can never be annoying. Come on, guys. Okay. Alright, we're pausing this for hot sec because I need to tell you, like, 1 minute. 1 hot second. People think they're being annoying. We need to clear this up right now. Is this one working? This one will do. Right. Right. Unless you are spamming, being an asshole to anyone else in the chat or myself, then you are not being annoying. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. Oh. I guess it technically does. I probably can. That is correct. But yeah, I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate you taking part and actively talking to me. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that you be here. You're never going to be annoying to me. So please don't hesitate to talk to me. Please. Just as long as you keep to the rules, obviously. No spamming. And all that good stuff. No spammage. And don't be an asshole, and we're all good. Right, back to the thing. No! Rahel! No! Oh, do I have to go back to this now? Come on. No, that's the wrong screen. Let me yell at you as well. You are not annoying for lurking. I also appreciate you too. There's a very good reason that I thank everyone who lurks and everyone who watches the VOD at the end of my streams because I appreciate you all! All of you! All 10 of you! Everyone who liked! All of the people who are gonna like this later as well! And watch this later. Even if you don't like, I just appreciate you supporting me in any way you can, okay? Okay? Are we clear? Everyone is appreciated. You're appreciated. You're appreciated. I hope I cleared that up for you. Red Candy Guy, you're appreciated. You're all appreciated whether you like it or not. I love the fucking tangent this stream has gotten on to. But no, don't ever think you're being annoying. I just appreciate you being here. Yeah. Just be yourselves. Be yourselves, be around. Everyone's a little weird, everyone's a little funky. And that's absolutely fine. I am Onesan now. Yeah. Righty, Onesan demands that you be nice to yourself. Anyway, we were watching my debut
You
video.
happened. Who are you? I am the keeper of the Forbidden Library.
Totally not
What is
me
the
making a
Forbidden
bad
Library?
voice.
The collection of humanity's
I really wanted. I talked to
knowledge.
Fort a lot, you know. Should talk to
Wait.
him more. It's almost been an hour. She's a 4%.
Collection.
You're right.
Never written. Yeah.
You've successfully distracted me this stream.
Published. Yes.
I'm not sure I could do the ara justice.
Even
though.
the fanfic? Even the fanfic.
This was so hard to record, by the way.
So why am I here? It would seem you fell through some kind of portal. You knocked over some books while you were at it. Oh, sorry about that. I'll be fixed that right up and I'll be out of your hair. Paying for this crime will not be so easy. Wait, what? You will not be going anywhere with that collar around your neck to pay for these crimes of messing up the library. You will only be allowed to leave once you have read 1,000 books. Actually, that doesn't sound so bad. 10,000 books.
Pass me. Why did you mouth off?
Okay.
I could have done 1,000. I could have done 1,000.
Worst punishment ever. Not the
I fell through a portal. Of course I knocked down some books.
Okay.
It
Then
happens.
you will read. Can I ask a few questions first? Go on. Can I read one short book?
Oh,
10,000
pauses.
No.
Bad editing.
They must be 10,000 different books. Figured, but internet-wise.
It used to be 1,000, yeah,
Is
until
there a
I
word count
mouthed
on
off.
these books, or do short stories and novella count? I did not realize there were more classifications of book. Regardless of size, the story is a book. I will allow it as long as it has been.
I've technically read a lot of fan fiction that I could count, but I don't want to.
Stories I've written. You are an author?
Here comes some shilling.
Yes. I have 4 books out. Links in the description.
Shill.
I would like to keep publishing while I'm here. Books you have read before this
No,
date.
no, I'm gonna die before I
Each
get to
of your
10,000
creations
anyway.
will count as 1. I will make it possible for you to continue to write and publish during your time here.
Even though
always
I don't
want
have
more
enough
books
tokens
for
from
the
publishing.
library. Wonderful. Thank you. But one more thing.
One more thing.
Do you have internet here? Can I play video games? What are video games? They're like books.
Yeah, the library man's a bit behind the times.
Like a choose your own adventure, it will be allowed.
There are
But I
literally
will
video
charge
game
you for
scripts
the
and plans
internet
in the
usage.
library.
How am I supposed to pay for internet while I'm here? You have the internet, work from home.
Which I'm doing anyway. Which I'm technically still doing, but doing very differently now.
I do that anyway, but I did hope that I would be able to skip my day job, considering I was trapped in another dimension.
I know, I wasn't
Well,
able to do
that's
that.
great. I get to... Wait, Mr. Voice. One last thing. Promise this is the last thing. Do you have a name? No. No, never needed one. I think I'm gonna be here a while. So
Oh, no.
You should have a name.
Oh no.
Pick
no,
something, mortal.
No. Internet. Okay, apologies if the stream chugged a little bit there.
I have a character in my story who's like a predictable sister character. She's also a person my Final Fantasy character is named after.
Are we back?
But her
Are we
nickname
back?
is Fort. Do you like it?
I have potential error. I don't know whether it's
It
died
will
yet.
do. Now go on, fix what you have broken and begin your reading.
Why man you collect Pikmin?
Oh no. Are we? Is it working? Or is it just really poor? I can't tell. Potential error. Is it working? Are we live? Oh no. Are we? Is it working? Or is it just? No, it's not you guys. It's me. It's definitely me. I have. Apparently my stream status is poor, so if we disconnect at any point, then it is in fact me. Really poor. I can't tell. Stream status is poor, so if everything seems fine. We're live. Okay, cool. We're safe. Well, if you want to watch the end of the lore video, you go do that. We're gonna get back to the book. We got so sidetracked today. Oh, there we go. Excellent connections back. Wonderful. I'm really glad that didn't disconnect. We've had such a fun stream. It'd be really annoying if I had to reconnect it after all that. But anyway. I casually wipe my lips with the blah 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 and rub it down her lips. Clever girl. She repeats the action several times, then takes a moment to think before readjusting my cloak around her. I know you're wiping your lips on it, princess, while pretending to adjust how you sit. I'll go watch the lore video right now. Yep, you can all go do that. It's there. Might be a bit delayed for me, so look. Fair enough, Luke. I will have a fun stream. I hope you enjoy the rest while you lurk. I am glad you stopped by too. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all! Whether you like it or not. No, you're cool. Or readjusting my cloak around her. Did she not want to dirty her own clothes? Well, I kinda get why. She's a girl after all. Props to her for not wiping her lips on buttercups or the harness. Shall we move on? I'm ready when you are. Can you make 3D animation video where you are doing the Henry Stickmin distraction dance? I cannot. That is beyond my skills. The model I was using that has the 3D, I was using an app called... oh, what is it? Did I install it? Custom Cast. I don't know how to do anything with the 3D model beyond use Custom Cast, so... hey ho. You know what? Hearts for you guys. Hearts, all for you! Can your VTuber artist buddy do that? I don't think so. Next page. Guiding the horse once more, I walk onwards. A single thorn pierces through my arm and stabs my chest. Oh right, the tiny thorn is immaterial. I didn't even have time to bring a single handkerchief with me. Hachoo! A tiny sneeze chills me to the bone. I need to hurry and find us cover from the rain before the sun sets, while this sassy little princess still has enough energy in her to prattle. Luckily, I immediately find a place to take shelter from the rain. A gargantuan tree suddenly appeared in our path, in the middle of the fog. The closer we got, the bigger it became. It wasn't just that one tree either. The thicket, shrubs, trees, and even mushrooms growing in the shade were now all 1 to 2 sizes bigger. Isn't it? Indeed, for little princess, isn't it? By some freak chance, were we the ones who shrunk? It's not completely implausible. This is the Black Forest. Principles way above human understanding are at work here. It's similar to how a child sees the world. I've been reduced to kid size. My heart is unusually restless. I can't calm myself, but if I show that I'm afraid, it'll only scare the princess. I stifle my unease and approach the giant tree roots. As I had thought, the rain reaching us drastically decreases. What a huge tree! Big enough to make an instant log cabin by carving out the tree trunk. There's moss growing along the roots. They're bulging out of the ground, each giant root like a big snake. This is one of those millennial trees. Though its actual age is anybody's guess, I've heard stories where trees that lived for many, many years are called such things. They say the area surrounding one is filled with power and life and infuses vitality and energy into the other trees, flowers, animals, and whatever else is around to benefit from it. I gotta admit this place is warm. At the same time, it feels austere, almost like we're in a cathedral or a graveyard. While none are in sight, I'm betting a lot of living creatures enjoy the blessing of this millennial tree. But the question is, will we also be accepted? I reach a hand out to touch the trunk. I feel it. It's intense. Danger! This place is trouble. dangerous. It's here, it's here, it's here. Somewhere extremely close, something incredibly dangerous lurks. The Lord designs hired hounds? No, can't be. They're a speck of dust in comparison. It's something so powerful that one breath would erase us from the face of the planet. Every pore in my body contracts. I tense. Crap, crap, crap. It's here. It's definitely here. I assume so. I assume Santa can come to the Forbidden Library. Only because he's Santa and he's also magical. And I assume as long as he's respectful of the place, he won't get trapped like I am. The only mortal enemy I have in this world. Flap, flap. Something spreads open. It sounds like the popping of old leather when you spread open a tent. But it's tens of thousands of times louder and far more violent than that of a noise from some puny tent. Worst of all, it's alive! Blocking the rain and light, it stands at the base of the millennial tree. There's no way in hell I'd mistake this sound. This was the sound of a dragon spreading its wings. I spring into action, removing the shield from my back and hold it ready. I place myself between it and the princess on top of Buttercup. Well, a low rumbling voice splits a puff of steam. Its voice reverberates deep in my gut. You don't have a sound for Frankenstein? I don't. Because of the story I told you before, I don't tend to like lightning sounds. In fact, in things like Breath of the Wild and sometimes Genshin Impact, like lightning storms kind of freak me out. I hate realistic lightning and thunder sounds. As if I was standing beside ringing cathedral bells. A dragon is right before my eyes. Luck's not on my side. We're in the middle of the black forest at dusk. Rain's pouring down, fog's enshrouding the area, and on top of all that, a dragon's come. I don't think we've had a Minecraft thunderstorm yet. I will tell you if that one freaks me out. You're afraid of lightning. Why are you also afraid of the dark? I mean, I'm also afraid of the dark, I will admit. I don't like the dark. If there's anybody unluckier than me, I'd like to meet them, if they're still alive. His sharp scales gleam ruby, flawlessly shielding his dense body. The dragon's about twice the size of my house. No, 3 times. Its claws could easily shred through steel. A single swing of its long tail would likely shatter a crag. He's a big one, alright. Over 200 years old. Rain drips through the millennial tree's foliage. The moment the droplets touch those ruby razor scales, they vanish in thin trails of steam. That's the nature of the creature we're dealing with. How am I gonna go about this? What's crag? Crag. It's like a mountain, I guess. Definition. A steep or rugged cliff or rock face, according to the dictionary. I wasn't sure how to completely explain. I needed the thing. High chances of success, if I was alone, that is. No matter fight or flight, I'd probably survive one way or another on my own. I've overcome far more dangerous situations than this, more times than I can count, but the circumstances are different. I've got somebody I must protect. A life I have to protect at any cost. What is your desire, O knight?
What irony. By putting my protective shield up in the spur of the moment, I gave away what I am. A peaceful retreat? I do not trust such a claim. Needle-like pupils expand in the center of his golden eyes. He's on guard against me. Red light rushes along his scales in ripples, sending steam rushing out of his body. I wouldn't either. Knights and dragons are mortal enemies. Once we've crossed paths, we're destined to fight until the death. Don't know who made the rule, but that's how it is. This is it then. I click my tongue against the roof of my mouth and place my hand on my sword's hilt. Sorry, Robert. Doesn't look like I'll keep my promise. But at least, Princess, I must at least protect the princess. Knight. Oh, that reminds me of that Knightly Night Song magic rap I made in a fanfiction. Cool! Gideon! She stirs on Buttercup's back. Gideon, I'm cold. Stop, Princess, don't come out. Princess. Ah! The dragon's stretching his neck out to look behind me. Don't screw with me! I hold my shield up and take a step back. But of all the forsaken things, a flexible little rascal crawls out from between my legs and slips by. You always tell me to stop! Princess! Upsy daisy! The little princess stands up in front of me and fixes her eyes on the dragon. She tilts her head and quietly murmurs, "Pretty cowy." Cow. Cowy. My killing intent is draining away. The dragon blinks. Ah, a cow, is it? She probably just slapped the name on the closest living creature she knew of onto this dragon. He's huge, has horns, and a long snout, so it works for her. Oh, blast it all. In the short seconds it took to think, this princess goes and... Ugh! Ignorance is something else, right? She walked over to him, and now she's touching his scale-covered stomach with her tiny hands! Red and silky. Silky! My eyelids peel back, my jaw drops. I do a double take. Whoa, wait a damn minute! Those razor-sharp scales had just been standing on edge, smoothly lowered, their spikes and flattened down. You're very, very pretty, Mr. Cowie. You're very, very pretty, big Mr. Cowie. You honor me, little lady, but I am no cow. Looks like my opponent completely lost the will to fight as well. Princess lies on top of the dragon and rubs her cheeks against his scales. So warm. The primordial flame flows through my very veins, pumping from my heart after all. Oh yeah, dragons have a soft spot for young maidens. How could I have overlooked that? My thoughts never even went there. Oh, well, I venture. Golden pupils glare at me. I am a knight, yeah, but I'm a knight without a kingdom. I'm currently living to protect Princess. Mr. Cowie the Dragon! Then I suppose our objectives align. Nay, rather, it suggests that it is possible for us to coexist in the same space. Overemphasizing every little stinking detail. This pair of boots with wings thinks it's an intellectual or something. I sighed. Yeah, that's how it is. This is 1,000 times better than a dragon that's ready to fight.
I lower my shield and remove my hand from my sword hilt. My name is Gideon Thorn. I propose a truce with you, Great One. The dragon glances at the princess, then back towards me. I accept, Knight Gideon. The red dragon fondly looks at the princess, though partially closed eyes. He changes the angle of his wings to block the rain, to keep the princess from getting wet, from freezing. Our eyes met. For the princess? For the princess. Hey Bryony, when does Law Video 2 come out? Just at some point. At some point. No comment. The dragon's wings shield us from the rain, and the soft, dense moss nearby is surprisingly warm. Princess swiftly falls asleep. Wrapped in my cloak, she snoozes against the red dragon's body. She must have been dead exhausted. I'm real close to my limits too. Right after I confirm she's asleep, my consciously abruptly gives way. And so, the princess got 2 new dads. White, dry light. The morning light filters through my eyelids, and its shine stirs me. Cracking my eyes open, I reflexively grope around beside me. My fingers brush along a thick fabric. It's on the ground. Princess! I sit up, jump up. My consciousness snaps awake in an instant. Princess, where are you? I shout. Princess! The rustling trees answer me. Flustered birds fly away from their perches. Restrain yourself, knight. Your voice is grating. Princess isn't here. What? The dragon rises, sitting on his hind quarters. His movements are swift and agile for such a massive body. Boy, am I glad I didn't have to clash my sword against his claws yesterday. No, now is about time to be thinking about him. Now's not the time to be thinking about him. Why did you not notice? The dragon accuses me. Protecting the princess is your duty, is it not? I was asleep, like a log. This is why aging sucks. What about you? What were you doing? Sleeping. Then get off my back. She was clinging all over you too. The little lady is too tiny and light, therefore I failed to notice that she had moved. If you say so. Knight and dragon facing each other, yet standing dead still. Since early morning, the flock of birds flies back to their perch once they determine the danger is gone. Let us find the princess. No objections here. I throw my cloak over my shoulders and put my hat that slipped off back on. I latch my shield on my back, my sword to my waist. Didn't take long to get ready since I kept most of my clothes that I was wearing on. Don't you come with me? I say to the dragon. Don't you come with me? I say to the dragon. Why not? You're too big. Foul biped. He fancies himself an intellectual, all right. A giant sharp glint flashes through his golden eyes when he shoots me a glare, but he shows no signs of preparing to attack. But he hasn't let his guard down either, as his scales are sticking up sharpened to a spike. They're less menacing now than when I ran into him yesterday, but it'd be a stretch to call his scales silky smooth now. Dragonkin sounds like he can make the night go nightly night. If they were to fight with just a first bite. Despite his might, the distracting freestyle might take flight in Bryony's sight. I love that! That's 10 out of 10! I like that a lot. Well done, Void. I like me some wordy word rhythm stuff. Poetry. Heck yeah. If you go around slithering and stomping around with that hulking body of yours, you'll erase any tracks the princess left behind. Don't you get it, don't you? You make a valid point. The dragon shifts. My arms itch to jump into action. My instincts yell, draw your sword, hold up your shield. I desperately fight the urges that years of battle have seasoned into my muscles. Calm yourself, Gideon. He has no bloodlust. Wait, watch, and wait. I ran out of ideas after Mike. To be fair, you used a lot of ites there, so I don't blame you. See? He isn't lunging for your neck. His foreclaws aren't skinning your flesh. Hey, why are you grooming yourself here? Quit grooming your scales! The dragon pays me no mind. He gracefully manipulates his claws and peels off a single scale. And those are some dexterous claws he's got there. Take this with you. Dragon's foreclaws thrust out in front of my eyes. Or should I call it his hand instead? Doesn't that hurt? It doesn't. If I were to put it into terms your barbaric mind can comprehend, it is the sensation akin to removing a strand of hair. Interesting. I rip the scale off the large dagger-like claw. The scale looks small when they're attached to a dragon, but it's surprisingly large holding it in my hand like this. About double the size of a silver coin. The red colour gradually dulls as it spreads from the root to point, and the edges are partly transparent. It's still slightly warm. It was spiky when he plucked it from his back, but now it's round. It is because the scale's been removed? Is this its base form? Kinda did too when he said that as well. Imagined a very cat-like dragon there. So, what do I use this for? Hold it in your bare hand, and then close your eyes. Sure, in my bare hands, whatever you say. I remove my glove and rest it directly on the palm of my hand. What in the Seven Kingdoms am I doing? Obediently following what a dragon, my mortal enemy, is asking of me. Oh, there's only one reason for it. For the princess. In order to find the princess. I close my eyes. There should be a limit to how foolish I can be. There's no guarantee he won't take a bite out of me in a second. For all I knew, he was asking me to add a bit of seasoning before he eats me. Naturally, he's a dragon, but there's one thing I know for sure. He's trying to protect the princess. He's taking action for her. At least that much is the same as me. Whoa! Light flickers behind my eyelids. Scattered ruby sparks fill my sight and spread through my body. My blood boils and goose flesh prickles across my skin. Even my hair stands on end. To be sure, something like a tremendous, gigantic wave washed over and through me. What is this? It appears you have what it takes. Open your eyes, knight. Slowly. I lift my eyelids like he said. Sweat soaked through my clothes, and I didn't even realize, but I feel strangely comfortable. Actually, the fatigue that was weighing down my body's core. Frankly put, the exhaustion I haven't been able to get rid of these past few days has been removed. Oh, my body feels light. Probably so. You just resonated with me. Excuse me? Resonated? What the heck is that? Never remove that scale from your person. Oh, but you are not required to hold it directly against your skin anymore. Wait a sec. Explain what just happened in a language I can understand. Did I not already do so? I told you we resonated please, dragon. I'm a knight. A knight! Swinging around a sword and riding a horse is my job. I haven't a jot about magic or curses or whatever you did. Dragon silently narrowed a single eye on me, and suddenly spews a single hot breath from his nostrils. Warm steam brushed past my cheek. My apologies, he says. Did he just sympathize with me? This stupidly huge brute of a bright red golden-eyed dragon pitied me? Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. Without a doubt, this has been the greatest humiliation in the world. Suck it up. This is also for the princess. To find her. Our senses have been connected through that scale. Through our resonance, I'll be able to see what you see and hear what you hear. No matter how far you go, we can even converse. I see. Now, I will not have to worry about you ransacking the forest. The more eyes and ears we can get on the lookout, the better. Even if they're the eyes and ears of a lizard with horns and wings. Hang on. In other words, as long as I've got this on me, everything I hear and see will be leaked to you around the clock. As long as you desire it so. Relieved to hear that. Do not fear, I am not so bored as to spy on you at all times. I am fully aware you bipeds have an excessive need to rut. Then you will watch if you are bored. I didn't need to know that, you stupid lizard. And I feel like I need to end it there because we're at the 9%. We're just gonna end up like halfway through a scene otherwise. So how many pages more can I do? Yeah, I can only do the one page after that. So we'll end it there for how much we can read today. So does Persona come out? So does Persona Brownie come out during the night? Oh, well, this Brownie out during the day. I don't completely understand what the joke you're trying to make there. I get the night pun, but I don't get the rest. Well, yes, this is a wonderful, wonderful book. If you haven't got it, like, the characterization in this book is so good. You will just love Gideon and the princess and the rest. It's so good. You should pick up this book. There is a link in the description. So please consider picking up this book. It is so. Don't Persona characters operate at night? The Persona 3 ones do, I believe. The others don't really have a specific time that they have to operate. I believe the Persona 4 characters operate generally after school. Same as the 5 characters. 3, they only operate during the midnight hour. Do I know my Persona stuff a little bit, maybe? Oh, so what should we do for? We got about 20 minutes left of the stream. I'll check it out tomorrow. I think it's good stuff. You should. And if you could use the link in my description, that would be wonderful, because that link is a affiliate link, and that way I can, you know, you're supporting me as well if you go through that one. I get some muns. I get a share if you buy it through that link. That's very good. Okay, what should we do? Do I have any other stories for you, maybe? I can't really think of any off the top of my head today. I'm tired. Humma, 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 humma. Random Gura, apparently. I'm not ending the stream early though, just because I'm sleepy. Anyways, when I'm done with the fanfic can I just drop it in your DMs at anything at any time you're not doing anything? Sure, just drop it in. You may slide into those DMs with the fanfic. Oh, come on, Brain, you can think of something cool to do, right? Should we look at cats? I can't find a picture of socks for you. It's Q&A time. Yeah, I mean, you guys can ask me some questions if you want. If you want a Q&A sometime. Q to the A to the time. Feel free to ask me things. I reserve the right to refuse to answer if I don't like the question. But I will answer to the best of my ability if you have any random questions for me. This is your time. Maybe, what's that one? That's not the one. I should hide that actually. Oh yeah, I'll hide that. And then I can go over here and then I can be a bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. That's a lovely layout, don't you think? What am I eating? I'm not currently eating anything, but I do have some water with a cold brew tea bag in, which is peach flavor. What am I eating in the Forbidden Library specifically? Whatever the fairies bring me. I can order things and the fairies will go get it for me. It's great. Most recent thing I had that I ordered from the fairies was some pasta. I had a carbonara. It was great. There's also a kitchen in here, so I can ask them to get like my weekly shop, and then I can cook stuff for myself too. Is there ever gonna be a Brainy music video about your character at a sub special? I don't know. That would require me knowing a lot more about how to produce music, which is not a talent I have, or having more cash to pay people who know how to produce music to help me. One or the other. Which we're getting there on being able to do that. So I'm hoping to, like I said, hopefully start looking into a new model. Once I've got membership going, I'm hoping to start looking into a new model then. Membership and partner stuff as well, and ad money and all that good stuff. And then maybe I'll think about music stuff after that. Because I did think about doing the String Theocracy cover, and I did try to do that one by myself a little bit, but I couldn't really get the timing right. It's a really hard song, bro. So the fairies do goober things. Yes, there's the food fairies, the tea fairies. They're all very nice. They all help out a lot. Apparently I'm not the first person this has happened to, so they're kind of used to it. Folk gets really pissy, apparently, when people make a mess of the library. Some of them get away, some of them say dumb shit like I do, and then get trapped. So, it's not the first one this has happened to. I'm not that special. I'm the first one to stream it while being here. That they have told me. Let's go. Silly chat questions. I'm just gonna Google that. We'll see. 80 funny questions to ask that'll have you burst out laughing from Brightful. I'm gonna make a mess in the library and read 500,000 books, 50,000 books, and you read the other 50,000 books. Please don't. Please don't. Like I said, I'm gonna die going to 10 minutes. It's going to 10 minutes. 10,000. Brain. Oh, I should use this for the Discord. I feel like this would be really fun. So it's like, if animals can talk, who would be the rudest? Questions like that. Is cereal soup? I don't know about the animals one, 10 minutes of brand new to steal. You get hours of me for free every week. Is cereal soup, guys? I don't think cereal's soup. If it is, it's the most boring soup on the planet. How many chickens would it take to kill an... I'm gonna start posting these in the bloody Discord. This seems like stuff that would get people talking. It'd be great. It doesn't get me talking, evidently. It doesn't work. Conversational artist right here. I don't know. I'm out of things to talk about and I'm sleepy. Let's... I know what we can do. I kinda have an idea of something. Cereal soup is just cereal. It is cereal. Maybe one day I'll read a book with the neat way out of the library. I mean, the chance is not. That is possible. I could escape somehow. But I don't think the collar would let me. I think that's an issue. Hey, what's my favorite food? That's a hard question. I really like food. Like, I like food a lot. I like food. I am food motivated and I like food. I like Cinnabon. As I showed on the Discord, I showed you a picture of my Cinnabon I had recently. It was very tasty. I like cinnamon flavored things. Too bad they're not that popular in the UK. Cause America has like cinnamon mints. Like, god damn. I remember I had those. I got them in an American sweet shop once and I was like, oh my god, why do these not exist normally for us? It's very, I want some. I want more. What happens if you got isekai'd out of the library? Like you got Super Smash Bros. Invitation or Library of... I would rip up the Library of Ruina invitation because fuck that shit. Smash Bros. Invitation? Maybe. Do I get to just yeet books at people? That would be fun. That would be my special power. Cinnamon rolls are so tasty. They are one of my favorites. In fact, I pay, like, you know how when you got Nintendo Online, you can buy like the family pack? I bought that for like me and a few of my friends, and they pay me back in cinnamon rolls. Every so often, I just get a delivery of cinnamon rolls, and they're like, "Thank you for paying for our Nintendo Online." I'm like, "That's fine. I have cinnamon rolls." It's wonderful. I also like pasta. I like cheesy pastas. I like mac and cheese. I was very obsessed with it the last few weeks. It's slowly dying down, the obsession, but I was 100% obsessed with mac and cheese for like a few weeks. Every time I saw it on a menu, I was like, ooh, mac and cheese. And every time I saw it in the shop, I was like, ooh, mac and cheese. And it was terrible. It was terrible. You didn't say no to the Smash Bros. Invitation, even considering all the Nintendo characters in that game. Yeah, but I would get to meet like real Pokemon and stuff. I fight. I'm not a good fighter, but I would get to meet real Pokemon. So like, it's a big give and take there. I don't know how I'd feel. I'd rather be isekai to a Pokemon world where I get to have fluffy animals. Especially an Arcanine. I want an Arcanine. Arcanine's the best because he would be large and fluffy and mostly warm because he's a fire type and you could just press your face into the fur and just like that. And it would be glorious. And you could like curl up with him and you'd just be so warm and cozy. I love in the Let's Go Pikachu that you can ride an Arcanine. Ah! It's so good. It's my dream come true in that game. I was so happy when I got that. I was like, yes! Ride the Arcanine! Ride the Arcanine! Ride the Arcanine! It was so good. What if you had your own restaurant? Would everything be tea flavored? Oh, if I had my own restaurant. I would have a stupid variety of teas. And it would be great. And I think I would have a lot of tea. I think rather than a restaurant, I'd rather have a cafe than an actual restaurant, because then we could have tea and we could have a lot of tea flavored baked goods like matcha bread. And you can like put a lot of bergamot into a lot of baked goods, and that's like one of the main ingredients for Earl Grey tea. That's what I would like. I don't think I'd want an actual restaurant. If I owned an actual restaurant, I'd probably just go for like a pizza place or something simple. Like, I mean, who doesn't love pizza? I mean, I like pizza, you like pizza, everyone likes pizza. Even if they put strange stuff. Hey Briny, in Gen 10, Arcanine should evolve into Actin. It did! That was the weird Arcanine in Arceus. That was such a good game. I loved Arceus. But he was still good. I liked the temple dog aesthetic that they gave the Growlithe and Arcanines in that game. It was very cool. I liked the idea of it. What else we got that I can tell you about? I'm thinking about Halloween stuff soon, obviously. I really appreciate that Halloween asset thread that got put on the Discord. I very much appreciate that. If anyone here is a VTuber and isn't in my Discord and wants that thread, I will post it somewhere if you want. I am looking forward to Halloween. I always have kind of big plans for Halloween, but I never manage to get the plans out in time, so I really hope I can start putting some stuff together soon so we can have a bit of a special Halloween. Will there be a public Minecraft server that anyone can play on any time? Currently, no. And the more I think about that, the more I don't really want to do it. Yeah, popped on your yes, it did help. There were some lovely witches hats, and I have been requested to be a witch this year, so I will do that. I don't think there is going to be, the more I think about it, because I don't like, call me a control freak or anything, but I don't like the idea that I can't monitor it very well. Because it is just me, and I don't really have much, or actually nothing in the way of support of, like, monitoring people's behavior on it. I trust everyone that we've gotten as assistants, and I trust you guys wouldn't mess things up or anything like that, but it's just, I have this paranoia that I'm gonna let the wrong person in. They'll behave on stream, but the moment I turn my back and go to sleep, they'll go on and they'll blow everything up, or they'll nuke the world, or, yeah, it's too much risk to a open server at the moment. And I'm just not comfortable with it currently. I think maybe if I can really limit the people going in. Like I said, I trust the assistants I've got so far. I think you guys would come up with some really funny stuff. But yeah, until I can get either more moderation or something like that, I don't think it's feasible right now with how small I am. And the lack of support I have for things like that. An open server sounds like it could use a mod or four. Exactly. And I have 0 mods right now. It is just me supporting all of this at the moment, so it's just, yeah, it's not feasible. I don't wanna ruin my world. I like to keep it good. You are probably one of the first people I'm going to think of when it comes to being a mod void. You're someone I trust, you're someone I've talked to a lot. I assume you won't go mad with power, I hope. So, yeah, I will be thinking of you're on the short list of people I've thought of to potentially upgrade to mods, which I guess I should start thinking about, really. Because I went to, like, at everyone for this stream, and I got really shocked when Discord went, are you sure you want to at everyone? That's 40 plus people. And I was like, wait, what? It is? That many people on my Discord? Shit. Not many of them are active, mind you, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm a I'm a chronic lurker most of the time anyway, so I get it. I get it if people don't want to talk. My condolence for future mods. Yeah, this should be fun, but I really hope that I can get a good little team together at some point. And we can keep this community being very nice, the nice welcoming place that it seems to become. And I'm really happy with that. I'm really proud that everyone's got along so nicely. Everyone's just posting random memes and things like that. That's all we want. Just a nice place where you can feel like you can chat a bit of shit if you want. I'm actually more afraid that I might not know when to jump in, since I've never actually been a mod before. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know much about moderation and stuff either, to be honest. I've mainly spoken to a friend who I might ask to be a mod as well. He is very wise on these things, so hopefully he'll be able to guide us a little bit. We can have a talk between us as well and set ground rules and everything like that, and go like, okay, if this happens and if this happens, etc, etc, etc. So we'll figure it out. We will figure it out together. We'll do a lot of teamwork and figure out this whole streaming, modding, popularness thing, which is still a little bit bonkers to me that I've gotten as far as I have. I'm excited. I'm happy. But it's still a little bit bonkers. It's only a little bit bonkers. And I think we've chatted enough shit to get us to the end of the stream. We have. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Void and Jake 13th and Rahel and Rare Candy Guy and Yeetgard and Luke. And I think I've shouted out everyone in the chat. I'm gonna have to stop doing this at some point. Neocromancer! Yeah. In the chat. Thank you to anyone who lurks. Thank you to anyone who watches the VOD. Remember that you are appreciated, you are not annoying, regardless of how you view my content, as long as you are going by the rules of not spamming and not being an asshole. I appreciate you, whether you are in the chat, whether you are lurking, or whether you are VODing. However you watch my content, I appreciate you. So, without further ado, if you have not already, please consider leaving a like on the video and subscribing to my channel. I hope we can eventually get a cinnamon roll emote. Oh, I can do that. We can do that. Definitely. And then you can emote cinnamon rolls, and I'm good. And I will eat them, and I'll be like nom 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 nom. I wish we had the throwing thing in that's Twitch has, so you could throw cinnamon rolls at me, and then I would eat them, and it'd be great. Anyway, in future, you could just start shouting out your patrons due to sheer numbers. That's true. I could do that. That's a smart beep. Bryony's brain has stopped working. Rebooting in 3, 2, 1. That's a smart suggestion, Void. That's a smart suggestion. So I've said I've appreciated everyone. I also really appreciate if you could go ahead and click many of the links in the description and potentially buy my book or join my Patreon. Or maybe buy me Kofis, even though I had many Kofis this stream. And I really appreciate the Kofis. They're gonna be Kotees really for me because I prefer tea, but hey ho, I didn't name that company. And I really appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much everyone for coming. I am gonna go chill out now. I had fun. I hope you had fun. Hopefully next week we will have a actual book to start. I will hunt down more books and permissions. If not, I guess we'll just have to read another light novel thing. Oh well. We'll figure it out. Sunday story time will go on. I will be back tomorrow with some Minecraft. If you assistants could start thinking about what you're going to need for what you need then that would be great. We can start planning stuff. Your fanfic next week, if nothing. Go for it. Go for it. But that's it. That's all I've got to tell you. I'll have a schedule up tomorrow for next week, but it should be a fairly normal week. With maybe one different thing for funsies. Look forward to it. This has been Brownie Rose Smith. I had fun! I hope you had fun. This has been Brownie Rose Smith, Life of Spin Library! Goodbye!